started. Thank you guys. Everybody got their notes there? Okay, everybody stand up. Let's say our pledges. Right hand over your heart. And begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hurry up, Mary. Okay, Christian flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the Savior whose kingdom it stands, one Savior, crucified, risen and coming again, with life and liberty to all who believe.
Okay. Hold the Bible. Hold the Bible up. Here we go. That's enough.
I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I will hide its words in my heart that I may not sin against God.
You guys can be seated. We're singing Fishers of Men. Everybody know that song, of course? I will make
You fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. If you follow me, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men if you follow me.
I can't hear you. Are you guys sleepy today?
Yes.
Okay, I gotta hear you. I gotta be able to hear you. That's why I need my ears, because I want to hear you guys, okay? I want to hear your pretty little voices, please. Next, we're gonna sing Jesus Loves Me, since you all like that song.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Now it's time to say our verse, our memory verse. Matthew 18:1-6.
At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest of the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. And so, therefore, shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall accept
One such child, a little child, in my name, Stop. Sorry, that was my mistake. Let's go back to verse 5. And whoso shall receive such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one such little child in my name receiveth me. shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Okay, let's try it again. But whoso shall offend one of these little child in my name, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Okay, let's try those verses again. I know. Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 through 6.
At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive such one child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Good job. Okay, we're one line up for breath and break. The books will be used for return.
Oh yeah, don't forget to have your books. Oh. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody sit down, sir. It's a little quick. Okay, let's see. Yes, do you get out your letter books so you have them ready? Okay. Class, tell me what the pattern for the calendar is. What's this shape, class?
Hexagon, trapezoid, trapezoid, parallelogram, hexagon, trapezoid, trapezoid, parallelogram, hexagon.
You guys are so tired. Okay. Raise your hand and tell me what day of the week it is. Grayson. Wednesday. And Claire, what is today's date?
March 11, 2015.
Good job. And what month is it? Brian? March. And Claire, can you tell me how it looks outside this morning? It's sunny. Now that looks kind of in between. Kind of in between today. I think it's going to be rainy this afternoon. Let's go through the days of the week really fast. Let's see.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, months.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Good job. Let's see. Claire, can you tell me how many days of school we've been in so far?
125.
Is it really that bad, guys?
Yes.
I know. Wednesdays are hard. Okay, raise your hand if you want a song. What song do you want to sing? Brian, what song do you want to sing? What? The crayon box song. Who knows the crayon box song? Somebody know the crayon box song? Okay, let's sing the crayon box song. I think I remember it. You're going to have to help me remember the words. When I was just a little child, I was in my knees. My mother gave me a box of crayons just for me. I picked them up and I opened them up and I put down inside. And the colors they reminded me of Jesus when he died. Oh, red is the color of the blood that he shed. Brown is for the blood of thorns they placed upon his head. Blue is for royalty which in his will. And yellow is for the Christian whose praise to tell. I colored and I colored, the crayons were all gone, and the wind. Good job, we remember it. The color of red is the color of the blood that he shed. Brown is for the crown of thorns they placed upon his head. Blue is for royalty which in his will. And yellow is for the Christian whose place to tell. So don't you be a Christian who's afraid to tell. Okay, line one, line up, please. For our bathroom break. There's the card. And this one line up. There's two. Go ahead, Richard. Brian. Today we are going to be talking about another miracle that Jesus performed. Can anybody tell me what miracle we talked about on Monday that Jesus performed? Abby? Do you remember what the miracle was that we talked about on Monday? Were you here on Monday, Abby? You don't remember? Okay, Grace went.
He healed
That was on Tuesday. Who remembers what miracle was taught on Monday? Benny?
the miracle that Jesus healed the nobleman's son.
Yeah, that was on Tuesday. Ty, do you remember what we taught Monday? On Monday. Tuesday we talked about the nobleman's son. How about what we talked about on Monday? Oh, yeah, chapel. Sorry, I forgot. Yes, you're right. So you guys are right. I forgot you guys had chapel on Monday. So Tuesday is when we talked about the nobleman's son. And do you remember where Jesus was? Galilee. And do you remember where the nobleman was from? Titus? It's a little hard, kind of a hard word. Starts with a C.
What does it sound like at first letter?
Capernaum, correct. And was the nobleman's son healed? Brian?
What?
About what time was the nobleman's son healed? It is the exact, yep, it is the exact same time that Jesus said, thy son, your son is healed. Now today we're going to talk about a blind man. Now has any of you ever seen a blind man before? Yeah, probably a lot of you. Well, unfortunately, back in Bible days, blind men had even a much harder time than they do nowadays. It says, okay, now it says, outside of the city of Jericho, a blind beggar named Bartimaeus. Can you say Bartimaeus with me?
Bartimaeus
Was sitting by the roadside, begging from the passersby. Back in those days, blind men couldn't get a job, and they couldn't get an education because they were blind. They didn't have Braille, which the Braille is when you read with your fingers. They didn't have those back in Bible days. So if you were born blind or you became blind, your only job was to beg. So he was begging by the wall of Jericho. It says Bartimaeus was born blind. Blind people couldn't get a job back in those days. They couldn't go to school. They couldn't learn to read Braille, as blind people today do. They didn't have eye-seeing dogs either. So all they could do was beg for a living. One day, a man came by, leaned over to Bartimaeus, and said, "Guess what, Bartimaeus? I have good news to tell you." What do you think that good news was? Mary?
Oh, Jesus was coming.
Yep, Jesus was coming. Jesus was coming to Jericho. Bartimaeus was sitting outside the walls of Jericho. Okay, remember, Jericho is the city that Jesus is coming to. And they said, then the man said to Bartimaeus, "He's a wonderful teacher who has worked marvelous miracles. In fact, he's coming down the road, the street right now." They see him coming down the road. Have you ever spotted like a friend coming down the road? And you're like, "Oh, I know who that is. That's my best friend." And that's basically what the man was saying to Bartimaeus. Look, Jesus is coming down the road. He's coming right now. Now, blind Bartimaeus, because he couldn't see, he had a hard time getting to Jesus. But he could feel the crowd. When you feel the crowd, you can sense, when your sight is gone, you can sense your other senses pick up. So he could feel the crowd getting closer to him, and he could hear the people shouting, Jesus, the Savior, or calling him Master. And so, on all the excitement, Bartimaeus, he shouted out to Jesus. He said, "Jesus, you come heal me. Have mercy upon me. Help me." He kept on saying that. He said, "Jesus, come and help me." Can you shout out, "Jesus, come and help me"? You don't want to? Who wants to shout out? Titus, don't be too loud, but just pretend like you're Bartimaeus saying, "Help me, Jesus." That wasn't loud enough. Can you say it?
Help!
Yeah, but he was like that. And unfortunately, I know it's pretty hard. He kept saying, "Help me, Jesus, help me. Come and save me, Jesus." But unfortunately, people would shush him. They would say, "Oh, be quiet. Jesus is." Shh. I know it's exciting. There would be people in the crowd that would say, "No, be quiet, Bartimaeus. Go sit down. Jesus won't listen to you." And he shouted yet more. He shouted louder. He said, "Jesus, come and help me." And guess what? Jesus heard him. And he said, "Come to me." He said, "Somebody, tell them to bring Bartimaeus to me." So some people help let him, how blind people, they're like, they can't see, so they need help, somebody to help lead them. That's what some of the people did to Bartimaeus. And guess what? Jesus talked to him. He was so surprised that Jesus would talk to him because he's a blind beggar. Jesus is the master. He's a teacher, and he would never think that Jesus would talk to him. But he did. So Jesus talked to him and asked him, "What you want me to do?" And Bartimaeus says, "I want to be healed." And immediately, Jesus heals him right away. You see, now he can see. Immediately, Jesus heard him and heard his request and granted it to him. So, and after that, he was so thankful that Jesus came and healed him that he followed him and he continued following him and worshiping him afterwards. Now, I want you to remember, guys, kids, that you can cry out to Jesus. Titus, you can cry out to Jesus anytime. I know most people, when you try to talk, little kids, sometimes little kids, you guys, little people think that people don't want to listen to you. We do want to listen to you, and especially Jesus wants to listen to you. So you need to remember to cry out to him in your time, especially in your time of need. But not just in your time of need, anytime. You can talk to him at any time, whether you have a problem or whether you don't have a problem or not. Yes, Claire?
What cry do you mean? Like boo-hoo cry or just like yell cry?
Yeah, or even just talking to him. Like he was shouting. He was shouting. Like Bartimaeus was shouting, so Jesus could hear him above the crowds. That's what a lot of times what they mean by cry out is shouting. It also means shouting. Yeah, so not really. I mean, if you want to shout out to God, you can, but don't ever be afraid. Don't ever be afraid to cry out to Jesus. Not just boo-hoo cry. There is time to cry, like boo-hoo cry. But that's not the only way. That's not the only way to cry out to Jesus. Cry out a lot of times means shouting out, like blind Bartimaeus did when he shouted out to Jesus. So, I know it's silly, but okay. Now, what was the city where blind Bartimaeus was sitting outside of? How have I not called on? Demi? No. Close. Jericho. Okay, and what was the name of the blind man? Abby?
Yes.
Bartimaeus. Yep.
Bartimaeus.
I don't want to give you guys check marks. You can need check marks, but I'm going to have to. I know Miss Kettner's not in here, and I'm not like Miss Kettner, but I need you to listen and pay attention. Okay, pay attention. I'll give check marks. Okay, next, let's see. What happened when blind Bartimaeus tried to shout out to Jesus? Josiah?
People said, be quiet.
Mm-hmm. But what did Bartimaeus do instead?
He kept shouting.
And what did Jesus say when he finally heard Bartimaeus? Jordan?
Jordan?
And what did Jesus do to blind Bartimaeus? Adrian, sorry. Healed him? Yep, he did heal him. Good job. I can hear you. Where is Kettner? She'll be back in a few minutes. Stop. Okay, everybody do by tens?
0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
I know that's easy, but okay, now backwards.
100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0.
Good job. Now by 2, even numbers.
0, 2, 4, 6, 8,
10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Then 20, 18,
14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0.
Now try to stay together, okay? I know you know these, but we still need to go over them. Now, by 5. 0,
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 55.
just to 50. Just to 50. Okay, try 50 backwards. Slow down a little bit. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 15, 10, 5, 0. Okay, even on numbers.
1, 2, 5, 7, 5.
13, 15, 17, 19, 21. 21,
19, 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, 2.
Good job. Okay, Claire, will you pick a number between 1 and 10? Yep. So we can do our tens. 7? Okay. Look at these. 7. I don't know if you can do this.
17.
Yep.
7, 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 67, 67, 87, 97. 107.
Too fast for me. We just need to do 100. Okay, Claire, can you tell me what's next?
7.
First graders. Can you tell me what the pattern is?
44, 34, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
And what are we counting? Ones, correct. And class, let's see. Fell down. Class. What is the time?
4:30.
Brian? 12:30. Wow. Claire, how many coins are in the cup? 17? Okay, 17 cents. How many nickels are in the cup? Just the nickels. Grayson? 3 nickels. And how many pennies are in the cup? You guys put down your seat. 2. Good job. And let's see. Let's go over today's date is what class?
March 11, 2015.
We got messed up. We got messed up. We can fix it. We shall fix it. Don't worry. Okay, everybody stand up. And turn around. Okay, so first we're gonna review our trick. You're almost there. Can you tell me what the trick is?
Okay, it's like this. Wait.
First graders. Adrian.
Like the 9 is, you pretend it's 10, and then you just put like it's 15 and it's 5, but you go one less.
Okay. You're close. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. This is the easy way to do it. Ready? Put your hands down. Put your hands down. You see the 9?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to look at the number. We're supposed to look at the other number.
The other number?
And then go back. We just put 10 and like minus the other number.
Yeah, 10 minus 1. Yep.
One is one of the other one, and then look at the number, and then just go backwards, and then you add that number up.
Okay, let's go one more time.
Minus 12. 14. 16. 12. 10. 16. 18. 15. 13. 13.
I didn't mix those really well.
12. 15. 10. 16. 11. 16.
Wow.
17. 12.
I think I got that. One more.
14.
Okay, everybody sit down. Should be hearing any talking. I should be hearing you talking. I'm going to put these on your desk. I do not want you to touch them until I tell you to. Do not touch them until I tell you to. Can't hold it, but touch them until I tell you to. I shouldn't even hear you talking. These are exciting, but I need you to listen because I want you to hear my instructions. And if you're talking, you can't hear my instructions. That means I told you not to touch it. Now today, we are going to be identifying some fractions. 1/2, 1/3, and 1/6. We're going to start with 1/2. Now, what color? Again, we got red, blue, and green. What color? What color do you think will cover half of this? We're going to pretend it's a cake. What color do you think will frost? We're going to pretend the top is frosting. Will frost half of this cake. You're going to tell me what color you think will frost half this cake.
The red one.
The red one. You are correct. And I'll show you how it does that. See how it covers half of it? Do that. Now once you get your piece, I want you to cover half of your cake with icing. Pretend this is icing and cover half of your cake. I should be hearing you talking like you do this. once you cover half of your cake, just leave it there to show me. And leave it on the desk. Everybody cover half their cake. Now, do you think we could use the other colors to cover half of our cake? Yes? No? Okay. Raise your hand and tell me which of these, the blue or the green, would help cover half your cake. Let's see. Josiah?
The green.
And how many pieces do you think we would need to cover like half the cake?
2.
2? Not quite. Almost there.
No, 3.
Right.
The blue.
Blue one? Not quite. See, it doesn't quite fit. It almost fits. What do you think? Both of them. Let's see if we can get both of them. Oh, yeah, we do. Yes. Got both of them.
I knew it.
Got both of them. But first graders. Next person you're talking to, unfortunately, I'm going to get a check mark. I've told you several times I don't want to get check marks out, but I'm going to have to. Next person you're talking to, they have to get a check mark. Now we are going to, actually 3 would cover this also. 3 of these little triangles would cover half of it. So, and whatever half is covered, is you can put into a fraction of something like this. That's how you do a fraction. 1/2. See, only half your thing is covered. See how only 1/2 of your thing is covered? It means part of your cake is covered. How many people do we have? Raise your hand. Right. 2? Yep. And what if I took away Adrienne? How much is left?
1.
No. Think of half, like what we just talked about, 1/2. We're thinking fractions now. So we're 2 together, and I take away 1. What part is Grayson, so to speak? We just talked about this. Remember, it's half of 1/2. 1/2. Okay. Together. Okay, we got 2 parts. This is 1/2 plus 1/2. Now it equals 1 big piece, but we're only talking about half. So if I take away Adrian, how much is left of each part? Half. And what would we call that fraction? look at your block. How much is covered in the red? Need 1/2. 1/2. Okay, you can go sit down. Let's see. Now, take a look at your box again. And you cover half of it. Brush your cake. Brush your cake. Now class, tell me what fraction is frosted? Lexi. 1/2. See, 1/2 of, which means a part of it, we call it 1/2, is frosted. Now, we're going to go on, and this is how you write it. 1/2. It means one part of it is frosted of the whole. Now, we're going to talk about the next fraction is 1/3. 1/3. That's a little bit harder. Now, what color do you think will cover part of it? Just one, or split it up in 3 sections. Which color would cover part of it? 1/3. Okay. Blue and green. Alright, yep. We're going on to one. We're going to go on into another fraction called 1/3. Let's see. Both? Maybe. Let's see. That's more like 2/3. That's 2/3. We're not quite there yet. Let's try this again. Okay. Yeah. We're not quite there yet, so we're just trying to cover 1/3. 1/3 is one part of 3. Maybe that would be better. Pretend that something is circled in the 3 is cut into 3 sections, and one part of it is called 1/3. Now, what color would cover just one part of it? Grayson? Blue. Blue. Yep. There's one-third of it, and there's the other third of it. You see how it goes? There's 2 parts, and then there's 3 parts, which makes a whole. Here's 1/2 class, and how many? Okay, so we cut the circle in half, and we shade in the top. What would that be called? What fraction would that be called? 1/2. Yeah, because you're only shading half the circle. Now with 1/3, it's a little bit tricky. 1/3, I'm right like this. What part did I take away? What's the fraction? Grayson? 1/3. It's called 1/3. Okay, let's try it together. Again, we're questioning together. You know better than one. Okay, let's try this again. They're all together. Now, they all together equal 1. Now, if I take away, because there's 3 people, if I take away Claire, what part have I taken away? What fraction have I taken away from them? What fraction have I taken away? 1/3. Okay, everybody say that together with me. 1/3. You guys can go sit down. Now we're going to go on to 1/6. Oh, 1/6. All you have to do is identify it. Now look at your hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides, correct? Okay. How much? What shape would cover 1/6 of it? Triangle. Yep, because if you put 3 triangles on top, 3 triangles on bottom, that means that equals 6 pieces altogether. Well, 6 pieces altogether. Now what happens when I take away 1 piece? What happens when I take away 1 piece? Kind of looks like a piece of pizza. So what fraction did I take away of that? 1/6. 1/6. I need somebody else to answer besides Grayson. He's so smart. So fast. Okay. Okay, class together. What happens when I take away 1 piece? What fraction is that called? 1/6. No, it's a little bit over 6. 1/6. Pretend it's like, because the triangle is going to be pizzas. Pretend little pizzas. Pretend you're taking away 1/6 of a pizza or a pie. Okay. Now I need 6 volunteers. Josiah, Hayden, Femi, Adrian, and Richard. One more boy. Titus. Okay, class. Now, how many boys are all together? And what class together? What happens when I take Adrian away? What part am I taking away? Class, what is Adrian when I take him away? What part? The fraction. Boys?
1/6.
1/6. Good job. Okay, you guys can sit down. Okay, 1/6. This is how you would write the fraction 1/6. You do 1/6. That means 1 part of 6 is taken away. So think of a pizza or a pie cut into 6 pieces, and you color in 1 piece of it. That's just 1/6. 1/3 1 part of the half. 1 part of the half. So we call it 1 half. Okay, so class, what fraction is this? 1 half. 1 half. Now say it together with me. 1 half. Okay, this fraction is 1/3. Can you say it together with me? 1/3. It's only taking part of 1 part of the 3. And then this last one is 1/6. 1/6. And when we goes up to remember. What's the first fraction we learned about? 1 half. Titus, can you tell me what the first fraction we learned? What is the first fraction we learned? Start on the board. 1 half. Class together. 1 half, 1/3, 1/6. And what happens? Put your hands on your desk. After me. 1 half. 1 half. 1/3. 1/3. And 1/6. 1/6. Okay. Lexi, what part is colored in? What is the fraction called? 1 half. Abby. What is the second fraction we learned? What is the second fraction we learned? 1/3. Good job. And Grayson, what is the last fraction? Still has their shapes. Raise your hand. Yes. Name, draw a 2-inch line segment for your name. The date, the day of the week, the tally marks. Number 1 says, write the number 97 4 more times. How many digits are on the line? Number 2 says, Daniel wrote 5 adding 9 facts. Then he wrote 3 more adding 9 facts. Show the facts he wrote. Write a number sentence to show how many adding 9 facts. Remember, adding 9 facts, we just learned we did 9 plus 1, 9 plus 2, and so on. He said he wrote 5 out, then he added 3. So write how many he wrote out in the number sentence. And how many adding 9 facts is that? Then number 3 says, point to the cake that is divided in halves. We just talked about this. Color 1/2 of the cake red. Then point to the cake that is divided into thirds. Then color the 1/3 of the cake blue. Then point to the cake that is divided into 6. Then color 1/6 of the cake green. Remember, I got these scratched. These to remind you of what we just learned. Number 4 says, color the pennies brown. And how much money is this? Then number 5 says, show 12:30 on both clocks. So you write 12:30 on that, and then you show how it looks on the clock here. Let me get these out. Two sides and
means the end of the tape.